In this video, I have chosen to cover Native Americans and Latino Hispanic Americans. I chose these two groups because they are two I haven't covered this semester. Colonial and later U.S. policies toward Native American communities were often violent and directed toward the theft of Native American land. Native Americans were killed, imprisoned, sold into slavery, and raped. These policies decimated entire communities and brought about tragic deaths. The results were massive forced relocations of people as endured by the Cherokee people on the Trail of Tears and the Navajo in the Long Walk. Thousands of men, women, and children died during those forced removals. The devastation caused by national policies of expansion and manifest destiny fueled by racist attitudes led to the near eradication of Native American peoples and their culture. Poverty, unemployment, inadequate health care, and poor schools are some of the effects that remain visible by Native American communities today. School segregation, lynchings, and mass deportations of Spanish-speaking U.S. citizens are just some of the injustices Latinos have faced. Latinos were barred entry into Anglo establishments and segregated into urban barrios in poor areas. Anglo-Americans treated them as a foreign underclass and perpetuated stereotypes that those who spoke Spanish were lazy, stupid, and undeserving. In some cases, that prejudice turned fatal. They estimated that the number of Latinos killed by mobs reached well into the thousands. Even the children became the victims of this violence. As fears about jobs and the economy spread, the U.S. forcibly removed up to 2 million people of Mexican descent from the country. Invisibility is the modern form of racism against Native Americans. Native Americans live in a country that consistently pretends like they do not exist. Today, they are more likely to be killed by police than people of any other race. The women are 2 times more likely to be raped or sexually assaulted than any other ethnic group. Native youth not only have the lowest graduation rates of any racial group, but they are also dying by suicide at the highest rate of any demographic in the U.S. The same teens are 2 times as likely to be disciplined than their white peers in school and are 2 times as likely to be incarcerated for minor crimes than teens of any other race. Hate crimes against Latino Hispanic Americans are rising. They are underrepresented in film and high-tech jobs and in the federal government workplaces. They hear over and over they need to assimilate. Latinos are denied home loans 4 times more often than whites in Iowa. Loan officers at banks make the false assumption that Latino consumers are unable to qualify for mortgages or maintain loan payments. According to an article from October of 2016, white Americans assume Native Americans' culture belongs to them too. In the past year, Latinos say they have experienced discrimination from white Americans by being criticized by speaking Spanish or being told to go back to their home country. When I was 16 years old, I was targeted by 2 male African Americans while at a convenience store in my hometown. The 2 guys were calling me racial names and banging on my car window. It is my opinion that problems or conflicts arise often merely over the color of skin. Because of this, one race assumes they're more superior than the other, or one group takes offense to the other. It is important that we all learn to work together because we were all created equal, and that's how each person should be treated.